go. What's up, everybody? Tom, I believe I answered your question. Will he be on time? And I am thinking I'm about 28 seconds early. So, yes, first time in a while, brother. But welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to another episode of the Pit Life Barbecue Podcast, where we talk everything barbecue and a lot of other topics that you normally talk around the pit. Coming to you live from the Uncle Steve Shake Studios in Centerbonstead, New Hampshire. And Matt Pereira is throwing his 2 cents. Wow, on time. I know. I'm throwing you all for a loop. Just wait for the loop that's coming down the line. But anyway, let's get into it. Tonight's episode brought to you by Uncle Steve Shake. Man, what can I say? Uncle Steve, incredible guy. 18 amazing flavors, including the sauce with no name. Cinnabon, New Hampshire. Close, Uncle Steve, close. The sauce with no name, 18 amazing flavors. Uncle Steve wears all the hats. He's mixing the shakes. He's bottling, labeling, packing, shipping. You have a question, you can call the number, you can email the address. He's answering the phones. He's responding to the emails. He might even call or email you if he has a question about one of your orders. Always uses the freshest ingredients. Nothing, it's all small batch. Nothing is sitting on the shelves. So if you place an order, your order is getting mixed within a day or two of your order and shipping straight out to you. It's not sitting on the shelf, 2-3 months, so on and so forth. Takes pride in everything he does to give you the best shake experience that he can. Check him out at UncleSteveShake.com. Also follow along on Facebook at Uncle Steve Shake Nation. And if you really want, hop on there after the show, of course, and check out Uncle Steve was making a pie today. And all I have to say was some type of chocolate pudding / mousse, and there were little Debbie oatmeal creams involved and Heath bar toppings. Yes, a fat guy like myself's dream. So check that out. And remember, Uncle Steve shake some on everything. Oh, we just lost Matt again. And we will bring him back. There he is. Don't forget Uncle Steve's private dance lessons. Yes, they are something to be seen. Also brought to you by Joe's Meat Market, the diamond of Royce City, Texas. Gabriel and his crew doing an amazing job. Incredible line of proteins. If you need a specific thickness cut, Gabriel's got you. If you're looking for a cut or a protein he might not carry, he's got you covered there too. He'll work with you to get it in, make what you're trying plans happen. Fresh produce brought in daily. For all us comp and backyard cooks, got us covered with lines of rubs, sauces, seasonings, smoky wood products, splits, chunks, chips, pellets. The new Joe's Meat Market seasonings are out within the past few weeks now. Check them out. And while you're there, if you're feeling a little hungry, he got you covered there too. Gabriel's mom's behind the counter whipping up some of the freshest, authentic Mexican cuisine out there. Grab a plate, sit down, talk with the boys, make a new lifetime friend, talk our passion and get you the little tips and tricks and drop a little knowledge of your own. Like you said, if you're ever in the Royce City, Texas area, stop by Joe's Meat Market. Tell Gabriel and the crew Mags sent you. And remember, Joe's Meat Market for the win. Also brought to you by the Champions Barbecue Alliance. Big Dog Sauce Company and Matt's Backyard Barbecue present the New England CBA Triple Crown, bringing Texas and New England together for the ultimate barbecue showdown, a 3-state high-stakes competition across Vermont, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire. Do you have what it takes to dominate the Champions Barbecue Alliance's 4-meat competition, chicken ribs, pork, and brisket, and claim the Triple Crown? How about showing your skills in some epic jackpots, including dessert, chef's choice, sausage, and steak? Calling all young pit masters, the Kids Q jackpots give the next generation of barbecue legends a chance to show off their skills. Join the fiercest pit masters as they fire up the smokers, lay down the rubs, and showcase their best. 3 states, 3 epic showdowns, 1 champion. These sponsors bring in the heat with prizes, including a guaranteed $10,000 payout for the Vermont competition and some unique trophies. Whether you're competing or coming to judge the feast, don't miss this barbecue lovers paradise. Oh, good stuff, good stuff. Let us see who we got. I know Bat was... Where the hell? Come on. There we go. Bat was first in, followed by Matt Pereira, Tom's Food Factory, Uncle Steve himself, Daddy Dutch. Yes, every once in a while a miracle happens and I'm early. C. Mac, Craig McPherson, what's up, brother? I know you have a beauty from one of our guests this evening. Dutch, C-Mac, Jeff Mullins, what's up, brother? C-Mac. Cotton Gin Smokers in the house. Funny how that one happened. I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of this. But, guys, thank you for tuning in. We got a great episode coming to you tonight. Couple journey stories and leading to a combining of efforts to say. So without any further ado, please welcome from Cotton Gin Smokers, Matt Messer, and Tribal Fire and Game Changer Smokers, Mr. Aaron Norris. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to join me this evening. What is happening?
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, man. We couldn't be more happy to be here.
Yes, thank you very much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Like we were talking briefly before we went on, Matt, thank you for reaching out and we got this set up real quick. Timing was everything. And we're going to have an interesting conversation on everything. But let's start with how I normally start. Matt, let's start with you. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and how your barbecue, where you're from, and how your barbecue journey started.
Well, I don't know how far back you want me to go, but I was born at a very young age. Barbecue's growing up in Texas. Barbecue's always been something that I've enjoyed to eat, and passion for grilling and cooking outside. And senior year in high school, if some of you listeners have read our story or whatever, but I built my first smoker my senior year in high school for my senior project in shop class, and didn't know what I was getting into, and And then following year, my year that I built it, gosh, I think I was the only one who built a cooker that year, and everybody else was building, cattle pens and stuff. And I was a preacher's kid that didn't have any cows, so I wanted something I could use, and so I built the smoker. Didn't really learn how to use it, and we wound up moving to Memphis a couple years later, and I ended up selling it, not knowing that I was going to the self-proclaimed barbecue capital of the world, and sold it down in Texas, and learned to appreciate the Memphis style barbecue. Still hold true to brisket as king, but fast forward to COVID. I'll skip a lot of years there, but fast forward to COVID, and I was working for a full-time Christian organization here in Michigan, and we shut down like anybody else, and I had started doing some kind of side porch catering or just cooking some meats and stuff, and but I was challenged to build a drum smoker in 2019. And so built my first drum smoker actually right where I'm sitting. This was just an empty room in here, just concrete walls. And I drilled all my drums out right where I am sitting. And now it's a little kitchenette down here. But had made fun of, I'd been to Memphis in May of 2018, made fun of drum smokers. Thought people were cooking on trash cans, looked like Dorothy. I've heard them all. I set them all. And when I cooked on my first one, I said, you know what? I don't care what it looks like. These things are efficient. And I was cooking in 9 degrees and snow on the ground and 18 hours of cook time. I was like, you can't beat that. So it just kind of snowballed from there. And then COVID hit, and I started building more, and it just kind of became a monster. And not having a business background, I never owned a business before this, and it's definitely had its bumps in the road, and it's been a journey. And so the last couple of years have been tough on the business side of things, and made some mistakes. Some of them, looking back on things, I thought I was making the right choice and the right decision that was best for the business. And hindsight 2020, you learn lessons and you move forward. And I think I kind of went down a self-destruction season there in life. And Aaron, I met Aaron, gosh, 4 or 5 years ago, probably about the same. We started this about the same time. And I think we may have been in Texas or at one of these events we were at. And it wasn't here locally, that's for sure. And but found out that we were just down the street from each other, an hour away from each other. And then I moved out of the basement, was in a glorified storage unit, and he sent some guys over, and I came down there and brought them a cooker, and we were kind of looking at how could we merge our two products then, and in a sense, and you can correct me if I'm wrong there, but had some powder coat issues with their cooker was so top notch, and gets very hot, and my powder coat was not at the time where it needed to be, and so it would burn up the powder. It actually happened here in my house with some friends over, and I torched the side of one of my smokers. Was making fajitas, and all of a sudden I see this black smoke coming up the side, and I'm like, what in the world? I went around the side, and like the powder coat was just looked like that old the scene from Bonanza, when it first starts off and it just starts, the fire goes. Well, that's what my smoker did.
Man,
we put it out and still ate the fajitas, and they were good. So so things were kind of rough. Aaron and I met, become friends, and then I was ready to throw in the towel. I was very burned out. Made some personal mistakes in life, and almost lost my family and the business and everything. So this last year has been kind of a year of second chances for me in a lot of regards. And gosh, I had looked at selling the business to another company, and that didn't work out. And I had met with Aaron previous to that when I was in negotiations with him, and just kind of shared my journey, and it didn't work out, and it was a pretty big bummer, to be honest. I thought it was a done deal. Was excited, and I texted Aaron one night and I said, "Dude, you just need to buy my business from me." and he kind of laughed. He says, "Uh-oh, did the deal not work out?" And I said, "No, it didn't." And he says, "Well, I've got an idea. Let's go to lunch again." So we went to lunch again, and he threw out some crazy idea.
We got creative.
We got creative, and I sat there afterwards and scratched my head, and I was like, "Huh?" And man, it's an honor to be on Aaron's team now. So we got very creative and figured out a pretty awesome path forward, and we are in full swing production. We moved all of our almost all of my stuff down to Aaron's facility. Shut down my place here in Niles, and so we're no longer made in Michigan. We're now made in Indiana again, and excited to be there with Norris Thermal Technologies. So Aaron can share more about himself, but he's had a lot more business experience than I have. So this is kind of an opportunity for me to come in and support him, but also gain some wisdom and knowledge in the business side of things, and be not just a partner, but be mentored. So Aaron, I can let you.
Okay.
Oh, very good. Very good. Brother Lep, what's happening? Chef Johnny. Quentin Nelson, what's happening? Al Lunacy, what's up, brother? Who else? Who did I miss there? I saw someone. Oh, Larry Vaughn. What's up, sir? Hope everything is well. Steven Lozano, what's up, brother? Thank you for tuning in. Is that right? Jeff Costa, Waypoint Barbecue, what's happening, brother? All right, Aaron.
Yes.
Same question. Yes, Jeff Costa smokes on cotton gins too. So we're representing. Here we go. But Aaron, same question, where you're about and how you got into this wonderful, crazy world of ours.
Okay, well, not too much unlike Matt. I was born at a little older age than Matt, but anyways, you know what, I appreciate what Matt said. I mean, we have become friends, and the experiences he has had is experiences a lot of small businesses have. We go through a lot. And small business guys need one another to talk through. And I've had ample opportunity over the years to have a number of people that I've been able to, share my experiences and get help. And I think Matt and I went through a similar thing. So it is a great thing. It's a great community to have other men in your life that can have the same experiences, and you can work through some problems together. But my journey to barbecue, to smoking, is a little bit different than probably a lot of people. Grew up here in Indiana. I'm still in, this hometown. Grew up on the farm, our experience, corn, soybean, cattle. We made the things that we needed to make the farm work. I mean, we just had to. And so we learned how to do some things and to be self-sufficient, Northern Indiana, we're meat and potatoes, it's roast, it's steak, it's hamburger, it's those types of things. Not as much barbecue. Okay. but we are the connection. One of the connections we have is we are, and this is what brought me into the barbecue world, is we are hunters. We love to hunt. And so one thing kind of leads to another. We like, making jerky. Okay, hey, let's smoke some jerky. Next thing you know, we're developing our own smoker type of thing. But my business started in 1965. My father started a business mostly for, 100% building dryers for agricultural grain dryers for farms. Sold a lot of dryers all through the Midwest and beyond, developed the dryers for industrial applications, feed, food, wood, you name it. So these are large industrial dryers. So we're still building these dryers today. It's one of our main products called Beltomatic dryers. And so like I said, we're still manufacturing that here at our facility. We are a shop of 16 employees. And so through that, with industrial capital equipment, you're busy, you're not busy, you're busy, you're busy, not busy. And so we're really searching for products to kind of fill those gaps. And about 10 years ago, I started, okay, there's not much between a home dehydrator and an industrial dehydrator. You got orchards, you've got small farms. How do they preserve their produce? So, okay, let's develop a dehydrator that fits that bill. And in doing so, it's like, okay, let's dehydrate some jerky. Let's dehydrate our venison. Hey, let's put a smoke generator on it. Okay, next thing you know, we're now talking to chefs and that's where our commercial smoker, the Game Changer, originated from about 10 years ago. And that is an in the kitchen. It's about the size of a refrigerator, but it is an all electric smoker that has its own. We patented a smoke generator using pellets, but it's very proprietary, where we've separated the smoke generation from the heat. That way we can cold smoke, hot smoke, dehydrate, hot holding cabinet. And so it's it's a game changer. That's why we called it a game changer. And so that's been a product we've been manufacturing now for all these years, for the past 10 years, seeing great success. Places like stadiums, airports, restaurants, amusement parks, universities. A lot of universities have our smoker. So that's kind of the commercial side of our business. Through that process, then was definitely looking for through the Game Changer. Then we were at NBBQA annual meeting in Fort Worth, and there's guys out there in the grills, and they're starting to grill these steaks, and it was a competition, never seen it before. Well, it was the SCA, State Cook-Off Association, and it just really intrigued me. And the gentleman that has been helping me with the sales, promotion, marketing, and culinary is our executive chef, Trip Ryan. And he was there with me, and we were like, man, this is really cool. We got to asking some things, and so we started getting involved, finding out about the SCA, which kind of led us into the competition world and a lot of the people we've met. And through that, and through the desire to have my own griddle, and I wanted it to be wood fired, started, I had, my son was in high school working in the shop, and I pulled him aside. I said, hey, cut this, weld this, do this. And pretty soon I came up with this monstrosity of a cooker, and it was a flat top wood fired, and it was about 160 pounds. And I was like, well, let's see if it works. And we took it camping. And so we're sitting around, my wife, Nicole, is helping me. The kids are around. Pretty soon, my wife's on this side of the grill helping me cook. My son's on this side helping me cook. We're talking, we're engaging. And I'm like, okay, I like this. This is community. This is, let's gather around. Let's cook. Let's share. Let's have some, share some, experience, life experiences, share cooking. And it really became the thing that we started looking for in the Tribal Fire, and why we came up with the name Tribal Fire, gather around, cook together. So that's kind of what led us to that. And then through many renditions, now we're kind of to a new patio model that I think is really going to be I think people are really going to like it. It's just now out on the market, and not only charcoal version, but now a gas version that will be coming out in roughly June. So,
Okay.
so we've got both the solid fuel and the gas fired units. So, but yeah, like Matt said, Matt and I have been friends, and
there we go, right
there you
here.
go. There's the wood fired. Now that doesn't show the flat top, but it has a Santa Maria style grill on it that Rob and Amy Dopp, friends of ours through the SCA, through competition barbecue, they're like, hey, they were kind of like on our staff, and as well as Cotton Gin. So they were kind of a link, but with Tribal Fire and Cotton Gin. And they're like, hey, we really love this live fire stuff. Can you build a Santa Maria style grill? I said, yeah, but I'm going to put it on my Tribal Fire. And they're like, hey, that's great. So that's kind of what it came out. So yeah, this is then just a flat.
Here's the one with the flat top.
Yeah, just a flat top version there. So you got all that grill surface, but we are the only live fire griddle where you can cook over the fire or cook on the griddle surface. And we can have swing grates go over that fire, or you can go right on that center grate, and you can we've got lids to go over to help you get that smoke flavor while you griddle. So nowhere else can you get that smoke flavor while you griddle, doing your smash burgers, doing your breakfast, doing any of the things that you would traditionally cook on a griddle.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, those are sharp, but yeah, we'll go back to the with that Santa Maria. That's your design was really made for that. It's so natural looking to the unit itself. Everybody is kind of used to the rectangle shaped Santa Maria,
right?
And the different versions of things, attachments for hanging, and so you can cook at multiple levels at the same time. But that's just very streamlined looking. That is incredible.
Yeah, so you have the side pockets so that it accepts the Santa Maria, or if the Santa Maria goes off, you put your post in it, and you can have the swing grates over the flat top. Cool thing too is even with the Santa Maria on it, I can still put the flat top on it, and I can cook on the flat top. I can take it off, lower, and cook on the Santa Maria, or have the Santa Maria up and put your food up here, keeping it warm while I cook on the flat top. And then there's things like you can still cook on a wok, which is a great feature.
Yeah,
a lot of people love cooking on it with the wok and still have grilling surface around it.
Yeah. Philip Jean is asking, can you buy the basic setup and build up later? So everything in attachment, the flat top itself, the Santa Maria, any other things, attachments you might have.
So our Tribal Fire charcoal patio comes with just a flat top and the pockets. Okay, from there you can buy post and swing grates as accessories, or you can buy the Santa Maria as an accessory at a later time.
Okay, so yes, so that's good to know. That's good to know. Oh man, because Matt had sent me a few pictures. I think I have a picture. I think he sent me the one.
Trying to upload some of the pictures here, but it's having an issue.
With the swing grates on them.
Yeah. So the one thing about, if you have the Tribal Fire and the Cotton Gin in your backyard, I mean, you're set. I mean, you got your smoker
solutions. It's 100% of your solutions. Yeah.
And here's one in particular that you're using the Santa Maria and the in the flat top.
Yes, that's right. There you go.
So you have the tortillas there on the flat top, and you got your different proteins sitting on top, but on the Santa Maria, and you're still getting the heat for everything you got on the Santa Maria and the heat dispersion on the flat top.
Yeah,
that's
that
awesome.
coming up the center hole still and up, and you're still getting up above.
right?
Very good, very good. Yeah, that's badass.
They're a lot of a lot of fun to cook on, and just having guests over in your backyard, and like we're guys, but we're humans, and humans love fire,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one thing that's attracting about cooking outside is you're cooking with fire, and you're experimenting different recipes and different ways of cooking and different ways of using that fire, and so the travel fire. I mean, you can hang stuff, you can put stuff up high, put stuff down low, and it's just it's a pretty sweet, mean grilling machine.
And to cook bacon on it is a fun experience right there, because
I was trying to upload this picture with the flame, and it's not letting me.
Because it's a controlled flare up, because you get some grease, it flares up, but it doesn't catch fire. You just get a lot of nice interactive flames coming up with that grease. Everything is made to run to the middle to burn off. So your debris, your grease, everything goes to the middle, burns off. So your cleanup is scrape off the top and oil it, and you're done.
Matt, I'm gonna try something here. And it's going to kick those 2 pictures you sent over. If it somehow kicks you off, just jump back in.
Okay. All right.
This is the first time anybody's ever sent a picture over here, so I have no clue what the hell is about to happen. This is what happens when it's live, folks. We're gonna see. There he goes. Oh, I was afraid of that. Drunken Chef Barbecue, what's up? Wes Phillips, the People's Pitmaster. Christopher, Eastwind Farms, what's happening? I'm hoping that kicking him didn't not let it in, because he should be back by now. Oh, did I just fuck things up? I hope not. Come on, Matt. Come on, Matt. There he is. There he is. Okay. The odds were against us for that working out perfectly, but we got it done either way. So that might have freed up some spots. So see, if you want to try to send something else, we'll give that a shot, and I'll remember not to kick it out this time. At least we know what happens when we hit that button.
Yeah, man, I got a big fear, a big case of FOMO, fear of missing out, and I don't even know what I missed out.
Well,
Tom, the doorman let Chris in. Didn't he get a list? Tom, as a matter of fact, Chris has actually been to the quote unquote studio. He knows where my secret lair is. He has been here, and we had shared a few icy cocktails on the porch a few years back. Rubles, yeah, pesos, but oh yeah, like I said, those are great. So you can buy the basics and build up from there. So you're not buying everything. You can buy it in steps. Work it around your budget. What is the I guess the price point for the base model of the Tribal Fire? So and also on cotton gins too, while we're at it there.
Yeah. Man. Okay. I'll start off with Tribal Fire. So we have a mini version. Okay. That's easy to put in the leg stand, take camping, 18-inch flat top, has all the same features, but it's $689.99 for the mini. And then you go into the patio version, the patio charcoal, the base unit. And once again, stainless top on that, a lot of stainless below, shelves below and on casters. $17.95 on the charcoal patio.
Okay. And then Matt, I don't know. Do you have a selection of tiers of Cotton
do.
gins.
We do. So we had three different drum smokers. We started off with the sower, the reaper, and the harvester. Harvester is our
Mhm.
number one, the only one people buy. Then we introduced the T-Bird, which the T-Bird it's one heck of a cooker itself, as it's a grill and a smoker combined. So it has two different charcoal baskets. Uh, and you got one for smoking like your harvester, but then you have a raised one for grilling. Um, right now, that's kind of on the side shelf right now. I actually had somebody message me today about one, but right now we're kind of as we're transitioning everything and getting everything worked out here.
Mhm.
We're kind of sidelining the T-Bird, but I have a feeling it'll come back in the future. But so now and so I did away with the sower at that point. So we got the Reaper, which is kind of the introductory. There's no frills, no thrills. It's just a drum smoker, a single grate level, no casters, no handles, just the lid hangs on the side of the drum.
Mhm.
Your intakes are down below, and so I can't tell you the last time I even built a Reaper, but it's on there for price point comparison, I guess. And then we have our offsets. So we do trailer offsets anywhere from 1,000 gallons down to 120 gallons, and anywhere in between. So 120 gallon patio offset is our newest offset that we're in the works of, and we've done one prototype of it. We got three more sitting in the shop, ready to button up. So excited about those, and we got 2,000 gallons that we're fixing to start for a restaurant here in Indiana
Okay.
this week. So yeah, we do have several varieties there, but we started off with just drums, and then we've ventured into the offset world, and because I feel like where the drums are super efficient, for a comp guy or just somebody in their backyard that wants to be able to sleep through the night and not have to babysit an offset. It's great, but the offset, there's a novelty to that, and sitting around with some buddies and throwing some sticks of wood on every so often, and yeah, there's an art to that, and I don't know, there's just something that draws me
Yeah.
to an offset too. So yeah, so we've had some good success with our offsets in the past, and yeah, I've got some cool builds.
Now
No.
with the office, geez, easy for me to say. With the offsets, I cook on an offset, and it is how it's a back line out of Austin, Texas, Ryan
Yeah.
Newland,
Yep. Yeah.
and his design is incredible, and it is extremely efficient.
Mm.
And it's double insulated firebox for he made for cooking up here in zero. I'll cook in 0 degrees, and she will sit at 300 degrees all day long. You know,
Nice.
so his design. Now, obviously, the beautiful thing about the drum smoker is the length of your burn, and you can hold that temperature all day long. Have you came across or played with any, I guess, drum features and incorporated those into an offset setting that has made the burn of an offset uh, even more efficient?
Sure. Yeah, I'm tracking with you. So we have experimented a little bit with that, and that's one thing with these offsets coming out that I want to do some more experimenting with. But so in the drum you have a round charcoal basket, and
Mhm.
I'll layer that thing with lump charcoal, 3 or 4 wood chunks, lump charcoal, 3 or 4 wood chunks, all the way to the top, mounding up. And so in the one that I did experiment with, it was a little bit less of a burn time, than the harvester was, but it was still a lot longer burn time than a traditional offset.
Okay.
And granted, I was heating more surface area than the harvester is too, so that's
Yeah.
play into the length of the burn time. But yeah, there's some things that I'd like to play around with and experiment to be able to get that same um, uh, length of cook time there on
Yeah.
a offset. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Ah,
And I'm proud to say that my friend Aaron here, he uh, he he qualified for ribs at SCA down in Texas on a 500-gallon offset that we built, and that was his first time on an
First time, I'm like, all right, let's fire it up.
oh no
I go to
shit.
the World Championship and cook on an offset cotton gin for the first time in my life. I'm like, why not? I made
Hell yeah.
finals.
That's
I
I mean,
it.
screwed
that made me
it
so
all up
happy.
in the finals, but
I wasn't
Tim,
going to go there.
okay.
nice,
I
nice.
just ratted myself out on that.
Tim Rogers, Up to Barbecue. What's up, brother? Joe's Meat Market. There he is. Gary, what's up, brother? All right. So we got the inside on this. Some research and some tech going on. I like. We got the inside on all the cookers. So let's talk about and actually real quick, Aaron.
Yes.
You had mentioned working with your chef Ron Tripp,
Yes.
and that brought back a flashback. I actually had Ron on years ago. I almost want to say it was either the very first or second year of the show. So we're talking probably at least sometime in like 2019.
Probably. Yeah. Trip, his name. And he's been with me almost from the beginning, almost.
Yeah.
Definitely before Tribal Fire, we were working Game Changer, and he's the one to help me name it Tribal Fire. I mean, we went through the whole list, and it was actually his. He named it. So,
oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So let's talk about now you two guys combining forces together.
Yep.
Obviously, we've gone through it of the different issues, and guys met in, went, "Hey, let's have lunch. I got a crazy idea." Take it from there of the combining everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wasn't really looking for a new product at this time. I mean, what we're seeing in the marketplace, and this is really good news. I'm getting in the food, especially in the food equipment side of things. We're seeing a lot of people wanting products brought back to the United States for manufacturing. So I'm getting approached all over the place about building equipment, and we've taken up some projects that once were made in China. Now they're coming to the United States. So we've put in some equipment. We've done some things to kind of set ourselves up to start walking through those doors. And so I don't know, when was it, Matt? When did you call me? It was not that long ago, really. December?
It was December, I think.
Yeah. It's Christmas time. I'm like, and Matt's just like, "Hey, you want to buy my company?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I don't want to buy a company. I need that like I need a whole dad. Like, what are you talking about?" But I'm like, no. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, man, Matt's products, they're such top-notch, high quality, and people love them, and they work well. They look great. Matt's a doer. He's got the mind for building smokers. He's got the mind for the market. So I'm like, okay, Matt would be a real asset, but this is his product. There, as a small business guy, there's something to be said about that product that you develop, you name, you build it from scratch.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wouldn't want to buy that from him and him lose that. It's like, how can we keep him connected to his product, but meet the demand of the market? He's kind of got himself in a place where he needs help. So we work out a deal, and I just said, hey, you know what? Let's. You've got inventory, you've got equipment. I would need that inventory and equipment. Uh, let's bring sales and marketing. Let's bring production all to my facility. I hire you full time. And we'll keep the Cotton Gin name. You get Cotton Gin gets a royalty from that product, and so that way, you keep your business. You're able to keep running your business, make some money in your business, but yet we're able to take the product and we're able to do the things that we need to do with it to have a revenue, an existing revenue stream. And that's what was important to me. Having something that's a little bit more mature that I could jump in and start selling and start building and start making revenue instead of building. I already went through Game Changer and Tribal Fire, building it from scratch, and it's hard work. It is hard work. So it was good to have something that had name recognition that we could go to the market, and Matt knew it and he's on board. So it's a no-brainer. It fit. It's like what Matt said. It's like Tribal Fire, hot and fast. Cotton Gin, low and slow. Hey, it's got everything that the guy in the backyard needs. So let's bring them together.
Right.
Oh, fantastic. So it's, you're keeping the individuality, but you're under the one umbrella, but everybody's really working at their strength.
Right. Lowering our overhead and everybody work at their strength. That's right. That's a good way.
Oh, that's fantastic. And obviously it's working well. Or I think we wouldn't be here this evening if it wasn't.
We're starting to ship out. This week we'll be we're packaging drums and getting them on the truck. So yeah, it's working out great.
So there's been a little uptick with the season change, and everyone's getting ready for the upcoming season, even though most of us don't believe that there is only one season.
Yeah.
Not an official start date, but between maybe some upgrades or
January 1st is the start date of barbecue season.
That's right. And the end of the
31st
at 11:59
December over January 1st.
Yep. That's right. I love that. I'm going to use that. Adam Meyer, what's up? Thank you for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you.
Adam's one of my neighbors. He's here in Niles.
Wow, beautiful.
Adam actually heads up the Michiana Barbecue Facebook group, and
he's
pretty big into it. He's gonna want to come down to the new facility sometime, Aaron.
Good deal. That's awesome.
Nice. So everything is in-house at your facilities in Indiana.
That's correct.
Obviously is much easier, or else you wouldn't have done it. But what would with everything, I guess, ironed out and well-oiled and everything's even now, what would be a turnaround for all the products from the initial contact to the start of building to finishing in shipping?
Yep. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I'll speak into the Cotton Gin and Tribal Fire side. So with everything in the last couple of years, in the last year especially, our lead time has gotten rather lengthy, and one of the things, there's three pillars that I started Cotton Gin on, and that was quality, integrity, honesty, integrity, and quality, and there was a point in this whole thing where I got so overwhelmed and burned out and buried. I feel like I kind of stuck my head in the sand and felt like if I didn't open my eyes, it wouldn't be there. And that was the wrong mentality to have.
Yeah.
And so, I've had to have some hard conversations with some customers, and we've got some customers that have hung in there with me, and they're excited to get their cookers now that they know they're shipping, and so our goal is, when we're completely got all these shipped out the door, our end goal is to have a 2 to 3 week lead time. Right now,
Okay.
I'm gonna say 4 to 6 weeks, just where we're at, trying to get things. And Aaron, if you feel different on that, but our end goal is this year to be at a 2 to 3 week lead time. Yeah. So once these get out the door, we've got another batch of 40 coming up behind it that are not sold, and we're gonna have those prepped and ready to go. Take them to powder coat, get them boxed and ready to ship. So heck, who's to say, John, you don't place an order tomorrow, once those are done, then boom, hey, I'll let the ladies know in the shop and we get a shipping order and it's out the next day.
Yeah.
That would, I'd love that.
That's what we're striving to, for sure.
Yeah. So,
it's going to be kind of the same way with Tribal Fire, but we're about probably June before we're going to really see any gas Tribal Fires go out the door. The charcoals can be, built in just a few short weeks, but the gas ones, we're waiting for our first supply of gas burners, and so that'll be around June before that happens. So we're taking pre-orders on that. We've already got some. I mean, we've got some commercial people actually loving these Tribal Fires for outdoor events and action stations. So it's pretty cool. So, but so we hope we get to the place where we're striving to be, in stock. Right now, our Game Changer smokers for the last several years, we have them in stock, so we ship them within 1 to 2 weeks of an order. So we want to bring that same delivery to the rest of our products.
That's right.
Very good. Very good. Now, if someone wanted to place an order, is it like a direct call, or is there a form or a contact on a website? What would be the easiest way to contact you guys to get the ball rolling?
Yeah, you can go to livefireandsmoke.com. That's our landing page, and you can see all of our products there. So you'll have a direct line to Game Changer Smoker, to Cotton Gin Smoker, and the Tribal Fire Grill. And then, but they each have their own website. But that's going to be the easiest place to start. That way, everybody can get a look at everything we do. And that's one of the things too, that this, I guess having the drum smoker and the offset, the real wood, and so I've kind of had a mentality of that's the only way to do it. And but by coming on board with Aaron and his team, now we got several different options here. We want our customer to choose what's best for their needs. And it may not be a drum smoker. It may be a Tribal Fire Grill. And when you come to the Tribal Fire Grill coming up in the summer, it may be charcoal version that's best suited for their needs, or hey, it may be gas. And don't repeat that I said the word pellet on here, but that we could see some pellet things in the future, maybe eventually. But
hey,
I'm not saying that's happening. I'm just saying that.
Matt,
don't quote me, but
Matt, I'll be the first to admit it. I don't know what the hell you want to call it, barbecue snob. I was on the level of the old man, get off my lawn as far as pellet grills go.
Yeah.
Until I actually got one. I had won it on a friend of mine's. He was doing a giveaway with Green Mountain Grills.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sweet, another toy I get to play with. Let's see what this is all about. And it was the Green Mountain Grill Trek. I think it was I don't know if it was the Davy Crockett at the time before they changed the names around. And it holds a 10-pound pork butt, no problem. And I filled it with pellets, and I went off, and I was doing this around the house. I was doing that around the house, and the whole time it's cooking, and it was like, okay, maybe. Then I cooked chicken on it, and damn, those are chicken cooking machines. So I understand the thought on it, but they're becoming a pretty damn mainstay. I know that they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
No,
They're here to stay.
They're a tool in the toolbox, just like any other cooker. And I've had to learn that lesson. And the Game Changer smoker, the Game Changer uses pellets as a smoke generator that generates smoke for the Game Changer. And I've cooked on it, and the thing's it's an awesome cooker. And I'm excited to cook a brisket on there. I keep telling Aaron I need to load that thing up with briskets. So I'll be in the morning.
But I like that. I mean, it is a tool in the toolbox, and that's what we say about a lot of our products. I mean, we fit special needs, and a lot of these products, it's like you almost like an offset and a Game Changer. They seem like they're from two different worlds, but the reality is, a certain restaurant can use both. That offset might be that piece out front that the customers see, they smell. It's the tradition. But then in the back of the house, they got the Game Changer, and it's their business side of things. It's pumping out food. It's making jerky. It's applying smoke to cream for their s'more dessert. It's all these other things that it brings. And so there is it seems odd, but they really do fit together.
Yeah, absolutely. So that could be interesting. Possibly a pellet fed. Well, do they actually have a pellet fed drum out yet?
That I'm aware of.
Not that yeah. Oh, there's a little smirk there.
Not that I'm aware of.
Did I hit a possible fortune cookie?
Don't quote me. I would like to address somebody on here, if you don't mind. Melissa, yes, all our orders are all going to be shipping out between this week and next week.
Yeah.
So keep your eye out for that.
Everything's out of the powder coaters, and we're assembly, and things are getting in the pallet and in the boxes and getting shipped out. So those back orders, you've got our promise. They're getting out.
No, that's right. All black ones came back from powder coat last week. And then when I leave my house in the morning, I drive straight to the powder coat to pick up the colored ones. And those will start getting in the mix up to get assembled as well. So, and talk to our guys back at the shop this afternoon, and sounds like they're right on track. So, we're excited about that.
Very nice. What's up, Mr. Arosha, Rob Arosha, the So Smoking Gooder Show? Stick around, brother. You might be getting a little bit of a shout out. Yeah, before we close this up, I'm just gonna call you Mr. 300. We'll just leave it at that for a moment. Aaron.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. My apologies, brother.
What's that? Sorry.
That's right. I said it. My apologies.
Okay. I just didn't know whether I actually heard that.
No, you heard it. You heard it. And very few people get that.
Well, I'm privileged.
Yeah. It's been racking my damn brain. And when you had mentioned Trip's name, I'm like,
Yes.
I had Trip on. What did I have Trip on for? What did I have Trip on for? So I brought it up, and Matt, you're going to get a kick out of this because this actually happened again with me and you, Aaron. So we're going to have to remedy this.
Okay.
When I had put the original post up for the show, and I had mentioned that we're having Matt on, and and he messaged me. He goes, "Dude, don't forget about Aaron." I'm like, "Huh?" And I go and look at the original message, and yeah, I missed it. I fucked it up. So we're back and fixed everything going on. So I'm sitting there, I go, when the hell did I actually have Trip on? And I go back into the archives. Thank you, Apple Podcast. March 31st, 2020, episode 88.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm closing in on 388.
Wow.
I think. Gather around the pit as Johnny Maggs and Messy Mike. This is how bad we go up there.
Messy Mike has a cotton gin.
Aaron and Trip from Tribal Fire Grill.
Yeah. Been here before. See, I even forgot about it.
Son of a bitch. So my apologies, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll eat my hat. I'll eat my hat.
Right. I'm the Matt and Trip. They're kind of the face. I do all the work. So
yeah, he was driving shit out, and I go back and I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up again with the same person. So, brother, my apologies. God damn. Brother Steven, what's up? All the way from Trinidad and Tobago. We go international here, folks. Yeah. We go international. Daddy Dutch apparently has claims he's mocked up a pellet drum. Well, Dutch, why don't you feel free to send ship one out, and then come and follow it along. And that gets us to get together for a weekend and cook. We'll burn a bunch of shit up in a driveway somewhere. But so beautiful. Everything's getting caught up. Guys got a goal on a turnaround.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Like I said, the pictures y'all sent me. Like I said, I've seen the cotton gins live and in living color between C-Mac, Messy Mike, Waypoint Barbecue. They got shit. They have 2 or 3, if not 4. I think.
I think
that's all they call. I think Jeff has at least 2. Yeah. And they're beautiful. They're gorgeous. And then the pictures of the tribal fires and everything you guys got going on with that patio version is just sexy. The attachments are obviously wonderful because we're all gadget guys in the end.
Right.
Anything I can add, it's like stuff for the grills is like women in shoes. It's accessories. You accessorize.
That's
right. That's right.
Why do you need that? Because it goes with the grill. Well, that's why I needed that rotisserie. That's why I needed that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I needed a set of white walls on the trailer.
When I talk to those guys that oh man, I'd love to have one, but my wife would shoot me if I got another grill. And I said, well, here's the solution. You buy it for her. It's hers.
Amen.
And then she'll let you borrow it.
I've actually had a lady say her husband wouldn't let her buy a grill. And I looked at him and I said, well, give me your man card. I mean,
yeah.
Right.
What is going on? What world do we live in?
Man, I just noticed Ty Fode's on here from Wisconsin. He's a cheesehead. And I made the ugliest smoker I've ever made right here for him. This is where I made his smoker, and it is by far the ugliest one I've ever made. It was Green Bay, green, and yellow. And I'm a Cowboys
Oh,
fan.
hold on. You're about to start a war here.
Did you
See,
just
see
admit
this?
that on live?
Hold on. See this, Daddy Dutch? And
Yeah.
hi, Steven. Question mark. He's very happy. Give it a moment. Give it a moment. Trust me on this one. I've
boy.
learned the hard way, but he may be in Lamar's, Iowa, but he has roots down in Green Bay somehow, some way.
Go Pack,
Oh,
go.
man.
Big old pack go. Here we go. See what you started?
Go Cowboys.
The war.
Go Cowboys.
It's all good. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I told you.
Told
you.
So Daddy Dutch, I'll tell you what happened. So Ty drove here from Wisconsin to pick his smoker up at my house. I've got AstroTurf from the old Texas Stadium. When they went to go into the AT&T Stadium, they sold off all the bleacher, all the chairs, and all the AstroTurf and sections. I bought a piece of the AstroTurf. And whenever Ty showed up, I had his smoker sitting on my AstroTurf covered with a Dallas Cowboy blanket. And I told him he had to take his shoes off because he'd be standing on holy ground. And I didn't even know the guy at this time. And now we're good friends.
The Cowboy stars are rating, not a logo.
Yeah, the rating's not good. Hey, I've been a Cowboys fan since before I was born. So
that's it.
We're just not Jerry Jones fans.
Yeah. And he's buying the pots of stadiums, and you just saw me go like this, right across on this opposite wall, about on the mantle. I have an old seat from the original Boston Garden.
Oh wow!
And it's surrounded with autographed pucks from the 1970 and 1972 Stanley Cup teams.
Very
so
cool.
It's the one seat that saw both those championships. So I know the love of things like that, but to have actually a piece of turf, because I always wanted to buy a piece of the parquet from the old Garden. That would have been great. But that's badass having the actual turf. Oh, see, I told you.
He's getting riled up over there.
The Cowboy star is a rating, not a logo. 1 star rating. Yeah, and then I would have told you to keep that cooker if it was tainted with a convict's blanket. Jesus Christ. I told you, boys, the chat steers the ship.
Funny.
Yeah, we should have stuck to barbecue. Barbecue brings people together.
That's it.
Football divides, huh?
Yes.
But at the end of the game, we can still come back and have some wings or something.
Absolutely. We break out the tribal fire. We bring the tribe back together for the unity and oneness.
Get around, work it out. Cowboy fans and Packer fans can gather around.
Yeah, there we go. And
that's it.
Bears fans? Wait, were you not going to say that very loud?
No. And he's got GR area, Matt?
No, Niles, Michigan.
Grand Rapids? No.
Niles, Michigan, just outside of South Bend. We're just over the state line.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, if you could, speaking of South Bend.
Oh, no, please. Look, you see, my shirt is burnt orange.
Yeah.
But I've had the wonderful...
I think I hired Matt from Texas. I'm going to put Texas in my NCAA bracket, at least winning a game or two.
Yeah, huh?
Bad mistake.
Bad mistake.
I love it. Yes. Go Irish. That's all.
Yeah.
I guess they'd be my second team. I don't know.
You want to know the problem with
recording this?
You want to know the problem with Notre Dame? And I love my Fighting Irish. they actually have integrity. And apparently you actually have to do the schoolwork during the football season and not after,
Yeah.
which I don't agree with, because we won national championships, god damn it. Let them slide and tutor them the fuck up afterwards. Catch them up. We can do this. we need another banner. It's only been 1987.
Yeah, 8.
Yeah, shit. Listen, if my beloved Boston Red Sox have been able to pull it off, so can Notre Dame. God damn it.
One day or another, we'll get there.
Absolutely. Fun times, brothers. Fun times. I appreciate you guys for taking the time. I'm impressed you said Notre Dame has integrity with a straight face. Thank you, Dutch. That might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me. They're all crooked in the goddamn end. They're all about making the goddamn money. That NCAA, don't get me started on those sons of bitches. Anywho, guys, Aaron, Matt, thank you, brothers, for taking the time
Thank you very much.
and talk about everything you guys got going on.
Thank you for having us.
You guys have figured it out a way that works for everybody. Having people in the right places working with their strengths. You can't go wrong. So congratulations on that. Continued success with everything. Where can everybody find you social media wise, between the Tribal Fire, Game Changer, Cotton Gin, and then the livefireandsmoke.com?
Yeah, livefireandsmoke.com is going to be our landing page there. And then we each have our own Instagram and Facebook, and Cotton Gin has a YouTube page. We don't have a whole lot of videos on that at the moment, but and then there's some stuff out there on Game Changer that Trip's done, Tripping in the Kitchen.
There's some really cool YouTube episodes. Check out Tripping in the Kitchen on the Game Changer Smoker YouTube channel. It's great entertainment, and you'll see some really cool stuff. We got like 4 episodes out there.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Jeff Costa from Waypoint, if you want the best, buy a Cotton Gin harvester. That's what he's rolling.
There you go. We
appreciate your support, Jeff.
He was rolling those down at the Jack this year. That I know for a fact. So
yeah, he was
representing down there. But guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Hey, give me 1 second. Let me close this out, and I'll jump back in with yous. Oh, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you taking the time every Monday night, every week. Just want to give a nice shout out to my brother Rob Arosha of Bullhorn Barbecue and the So Smoking Gooder Show. If y'all around this Wednesday, 9:00 Eastern, 8:00 Central, to tune into the So Smoking Gooder Show on Facebook and YouTube, to celebrate the milestone for Rob of episode 300. And as of hitting that milestone myself, it is not easy, especially doing it live. To do the consistency of every week, same day, same channel, the guests, and the messages back and forth. And luckily I've gotten to the point that people shout me, go, hey, what do you think? Y'all make my life easy on those ones. But I know firsthand that it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort. And Rob, congratulations, brother, on 300. And here's to another 300, brother. Keep it rolling, brother. So, guys, tune in Wednesday night. It's probably going to be a pretty good party over there at the So Smoking Gooders show. Next week, let's see, the 24th. So that's 7, that's 31. We have Dan Lloyd from the Big Dog Sauce Company out of New Hampshire. Dan was on with us a little earlier in the year and coming back next Monday to talk about, he had mentioned he was opening a brick and mortar. Well, the brick and mortar is now open, carrying all his sauces, seasons, other people's products, New York style bagels, cutting boards, all types of stuff. And we're going to be talking about the grand opening that following Saturday, April 5th. I had posted a few times. I'll post it again. Swing on by Hillsborough, New Hampshire. I believe the event starts at 10 o'clock in the morning or 9 or 10 till sometime 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. But swing by, say hi. Matt Pereira and myself will be cooking some pork butts and for some pork butt sliders for the public. So stop by, say hi, check everything out. Yo, Carlos Calzada, Smoking Los. What's up, brother? So yeah, that'll be next Monday. Dan Lloyd, a Big Dog Sauce. And like I said, thank you all for tuning in. Catch the video, Facebook, YouTube, audio on all the platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcast, anywhere that has audio formats we're on. Any questions, please send them to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. Like always, subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit that share button. And until next week, keep the smoke rolling.